English podcast show. Learn English smartly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another inspiring episode of the English Podcast Show, your favorite place to improve your English in a fun, practical, and stress-free way. I'm your host, Emma, and I'm thrilled to have you with us. Whether you're listening during your commute, your coffee break, or while relaxing at home, thank you for making us part of your day. Today's episode is incredibly useful, especially if you've ever wondered, am I making mistakes when I speak English? The truth is, we all do. But today, we'll explore the most common mistakes English learners make, understand why they happen, and learn exactly how to fix them with real examples and expert advice. Spoiler alert, we all do at some point. But don't worry, we're going to talk about the most common mistakes English learners make, and more importantly, how to fix them. And I'm not alone today. Joining me is Alex, an English teacher and language coach who's helped hundreds of students become confident speakers.
Hi, Emma, and hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm thrilled to be here because this topic is super important. I always tell my students, knowing your mistakes is the first step to fluency.
Absolutely. And later in the episode, we'll be joined by Maria, our wonderful vocabulary expert, who will break down some of the trickier words we use today. So don't worry, nothing will go unexplained. All right, let's dive in. Let's start with grammar. What's one of the most common grammar errors you see, Alex?
One major issue is incorrect verb tense usage. For example, people often say, I am go to school instead of I am going to school or I go to school. Mixing present continuous and simple present is very common.
Right, and sometimes people say he go to school instead of he goes to school.
Exactly. That's about subject-verb agreement. In English, verbs change slightly depending on the subject. In the present tense, you add s for he, she, it. He goes. Another mistake is incorrect past tense usage. A lot of learners say, I didn't went instead of I didn't go. Did already indicates past tense, so we use the base form of the verb.
What about articles like a, an, and they?
So many learners skip them. For example, saying, I saw a dog instead of I saw a dog. Articles give important information, and while they don't exist in many languages, they're essential in English.
And word order is another one, right? Like is raining instead of it is raining.
Yes, English usually follows a subject-verb-object structure. Always include a subject, even if it's just it.
Now let's move to pronunciation. English spelling and pronunciation often don't match. That throws off many learners.
Definitely. A big issue is the th sound. Learners say dis instead of this, or tink instead of think. It takes practice, placing your tongue between your teeth and blowing air.
And what about silent letters?
Great point. Words like honest, knee, or psychology have silent letters that confuse people. You just have to memorize the pronunciation because spelling won't always help.
Any tips?
Yes. Use the shadowing technique. Listen to native audio, pause, and repeat exactly what they say. Mimic their intonation, rhythm, and stress.
Let's talk about word choice. I am boring versus I'm bored.
That's a mix-up between ing and ed adjectives. I'm bored. Thus, I feel bored. I'm boring. I cause boredom to others. Another is using the wrong prepositions. Married with instead of married to, or good in English instead of good at English.
And learners often use literal translations from their native language.
Yes, that creates awkward phrasing. Instead, learners should focus on learning set phrases or collocations, like take a break or catch a cold. These are natural combinations of words.
Wow, that was powerful, Alex. Now it's time for our favorite segment, Wordwise with Maria. She's going to explain some of the key vocabulary and phrases we use today. Over to you, Maria. Wordwise with Maria. Thanks, Emma. Hello, everyone. I'm Maria, your vocabulary coach here on the English Podcast Show. Let's take a moment to understand some useful words and phrases from today's discussion. These are not only great for your IELTS speaking test, but also in real-life conversations. Collocation. Words that naturally go together, e.g., make a mistake. Shadowing. A method where you mimic a native speaker's speech in real time to improve fluency. Subject-verb agreement. Making sure the verb form matches the subject, e.g., she goes, not she go. Intonation. The rise and fall in voice pitch while speaking, which helps express meaning and emotion. Literal translation. Directly translating word for word from your native language, often leading to unnatural English. Articles. Words like a, an, and the used before nouns to clarify meaning. Try to use these words in your speaking or writing this week. Learning vocabulary in context, like you just did, helps it stick in your memory. That's all from me today. Back to you, Emma. Before we wrap up, remember, every expert you admire was once a total beginner. The journey may be slow, it may be hard, but it's worth it. And if you fall, don't stop. Get up, take a breath, and keep going. Thanks, Maria, and thank you, Alex. That was super informative. If you're listening today, remember, making mistakes is a natural part of learning. The key is to notice them, fix them, and keep moving forward.
Exactly, be patient. Consistency matters more than perfection.
If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share it with someone who's learning English. Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, you're doing better than you think. Bye for now. All right, listeners, your challenge is simple. Just start where you are, speak a little every day, and enjoy the journey. Take one small action and believe in yourself. If you enjoyed today's show, follow us, leave a review, and share it with a friend who needs that push. Until next time, I'm Emma. Stay inspired, stay consistent, and keep learning with the English Podcast Show.